You've got to understand something about life. It's not going to hand you anything. You're not entitled to success, to happiness, or to anything that feels good. It doesn't matter what you want. What matters is what you're willing to fight for. We've all got weaknesses, feelings of doubt, insecurity, that voice inside that tells us we're not enough. And what do we do with those feelings? We either let them control us or we kill them. And let me tell you something, weak feelings don't belong in your life. They don't belong in your future. And they sure as hell don't belong in your success. I'm not talking about being heartless or emotionless. I'm talking about choosing strength over weakness. When you let those weak feelings take over, when you let them dictate your decisions, you start making excuses. You start playing small. You start settling. You start saying, I can, instead of saying, I can. You start seeing the world through a lens of fear and limitation. And before you know it, you've built a cage around your own potential. So let me tell you something right now. You've got to kill those weak feelings. You've got to bury them. You've got to leave them in the past where they belong. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it's hard. It's not that simple, and I get it. Life isn't simple. We've all been there. We all have moments where doubt creeps in, where we question our worth, where we want to quit. We've all been knocked down. We've all felt that sting. But let me ask you something. What happens if you stay down? What happens if you let that weak feeling win? What happens if you allow that moment of defeat to define you? You lose. And the sad part is the only one who loses is you. You see, the people who win in this life, the ones who succeed, the ones who reach their goals, they're not the ones who never felt weak. They're the ones who felt weak, felt afraid, felt overwhelmed, and still decided to keep moving forward. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail isn't about avoiding weakness. It's about how you respond to it. It's about how you refuse to let it control your life. I'm not telling you to pretend those feelings don't exist. I'm not telling you to deny your emotions. But what I am telling you is this: you can't let those emotions control you. You've got to take charge. You've got to be the one in the driver's seat. You can't let the weak feelings take the wheel. And that means you've got to learn how to face them head on, how to push past them, how to refuse to let them stop you from reaching your full potential. Here's the thing: weak feelings don't just appear out of nowhere. They're born from your thoughts. They come from your mind, from the stories you tell yourself. You start thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm too old, I'm too young. I don't have what it takes, I'm not smart enough. And those thoughts, those negative beliefs, start to shape your reality. They start to dictate your actions, your decisions. You begin to limit yourself before you even try. And that's the trap. You've got to learn to take control of your mind. You've got to challenge those negative thoughts. When they come up, you don't just accept them, you question them. Why do I believe this? Is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this? You have to break the cycle of negativity. You have to rewire your brain to think differently, to focus on the positive, to see opportunities instead of obstacles. That's how you kill weak feelings. You kill them with the power of your mind. You kill them by choosing to focus on strength, on possibilities, on growth. You kill them by taking action, by refusing to sit around and wait for life to get easier. It's not going to get easier. Life is tough. But guess what? You're tougher. You know what separates the winners from the losers? The winners don't give up. The winners don't let those weak feelings stop them. The losers, they quit the second things get hard. They let the doubt, the fear, the negativity consume them. They stop fighting. They stop pushing. They stop believing. But the winners, they keep going. They keep pushing. They keep believing. Because they know that weak feelings are just a part of the journey. They know that those feelings don't last forever. They know that if they just keep moving, if they just keep fighting, eventually they'll come out on the other side stronger, more powerful, more capable. Now, I know there are days when you feel like you can't go on. I know there are days when you feel like throwing in the towel, like saying, I'm done. This is too much, but I'm telling you, those days are the days that define you. It's not when things are easy that you grow. It's when things are tough. It's when you feel like you can't go any further. That's when the real work begins. That's when you find out what you're really made of. You think you're weak? You think you're not good enough? You think you can't handle it? You're wrong. You're stronger than you think. You're capable of more than you realize. But you've got to push through. You've got to fight. You've got to make a decision right here, right now, that you are going to kill those weak feelings. You're going to push past them. You're going to face them head on and refuse to back down. Because you are not weak. You are not a failure. You are not someone who quits. You are a warrior. You are a survivor. You are someone who gets up every time life knocks you down and keeps moving forward. You have to stop looking for reasons why you can't and start looking for reasons why you can. You have to stop telling yourself you're not good enough and start telling yourself you're more than enough. You have to stop focusing on the obstacles and start focusing on the opportunities. The moment you shift your mindset, the moment you decide that you are going to win, that's the moment everything changes. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face criticism. People are going to tell you you're not good enough, that you'll never make it. But you know what? Let them talk. Let them talk. Let them criticize. Because in the end, it's not about what they think, it's about what you think. It's about what you believe. It's about the choices you make every single day. And if you choose to kill those weak feelings, if you choose to rise above the doubt, the fear, the negativity, then nothing can stop you. Nothing. Every day is an opportunity to become stronger. Every day is a chance to face those weak feelings and say, not today. Not ever. You've got to make the decision that no matter what happens, you are not going to let weakness control you. You are not going to let fear define you. You are not going to let doubt hold you back. You are going to kill those weak feelings before they have a chance to take root, before they have a chance to grow. Because the truth is, those feelings don't have to control you. You have the power to control them. You have the power to overcome them. You have the power to be stronger than they are. So let me leave you with this: the choice is yours. You can let those weak feelings control your life, or you can rise above them. You can let fear, doubt, and insecurity dictate your future, or you can choose strength, courage, and resilience. You can choose to stay stuck, or you can choose to move forward. The decision is yours. But I'll tell you this: the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to keep going, the decision to keep fighting, the decision to kill those weak feelings and take control of your destiny. And when you make that decision, when you choose to never back down, that's when the real magic happens. That's when you step into your power. And that's when you become unstoppable. Life is full of challenges. And those challenges often come with a heavy dose of doubt, fear, and frustration. We all have moments when we feel weak, when we question whether we have what it takes, or when we wonder if it's all worth it. But let me tell you something: weakness is a choice. It's not a permanent state. It's a feeling, a momentary experience that you can choose to either let consume you or to overcome. The decision to choose strength over weakness is not one of the easiest you'll make, but it is one of the most important. Choosing strength is not about denying your weaknesses or pretending that you don't have moments of vulnerability. It's about understanding that those moments are temporary, that they don't define you, and that they certainly don't have to control your life. Weakness is often a product of self-doubt, fear, and insecurity, emotions that we all experience at some point. But the difference between those who rise above their weaknesses and those who get stuck in them is the ability to recognize that weakness is something you can outgrow, something you can challenge and conquer. In the face of adversity, you have two choices. You can either retreat, let fear take the lead, and allow those negative emotions to stop you in your tracks, or you can face them head on, push through the discomfort, and use that very struggle to strengthen your resolve. Strength isn't something that's just given to you. It's something you build over time, one challenge at a time. Every time you confront fear and push past it, you grow stronger. Every time you choose not to let your doubts define you, you build a deeper sense of self-belief. The more you choose strength over weakness, the more natural it becomes to stay strong in the face of future challenges. When we talk about choosing strength, we're not talking about a superficial, surface-level toughness. It's not about toughing it out in the traditional sense of enduring pain without addressing the deeper issues. True strength comes from a deep understanding of who you are, what you stand for, and the power you possess within yourself. Strength is not about being immune to pain or failure. It's about having the resilience to get up every time you fall. It's the ability to keep moving forward despite setbacks. It's about harnessing the strength of your mind, your body, and your spirit to push through the discomfort and rise above the challenges. One of the most important aspects of choosing strength is understanding that strength doesn't come from avoiding weakness. Strength comes from embracing your weaknesses, acknowledging them, and deciding that you won't let them dictate your path. Weakness is often a reflection of fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But what is fear really? Fear is an emotion, an instinctive reaction to something that may or may not even happen. It's often based on assumptions rather than reality. And the more you feed into that fear, the more you give it power over you. But when you decide to choose strength, you take that power back, you face fear directly, and instead of running from it, you move forward in spite of it. You turn the fear into fuel for growth. You use the fear as a signal that you're on the right path, that you're pushing the boundaries of what's comfortable and familiar. When you lean into discomfort, when you challenge yourself in ways you've never done before, that's where real strength is built. A key aspect of choosing strength is shifting your mindset. A lot of the weakness we experience stems from the way we think about ourselves and the world around us. We tell ourselves stories about our limitations, we internalize failure, and we allow the opinions of others to define who we are. But choosing strength means rejecting those limiting beliefs. It means rewriting the narrative you've been telling yourself. You start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. You stop telling yourself, I can't, and you start telling yourself, I'll figure it out. It's all about reframing your perspective. Instead of seeing every setback as proof that you're not good enough, you begin to see it as part of the process. You start to recognize that mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. Every time you fall, you rise again, stronger and wiser than before. This mindset shift is what allows you to push through the tough times and keep striving for greatness. It's not that you don't experience weakness, it's that you no longer allow it to be your story. In choosing strength, you also learn the value of persistence. Strength isn't something that's developed overnight. It's a long-term investment. It's built through consistent effort, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Success doesn't come from giving up the first time something gets hard. It comes from showing up every day, no matter how difficult the task at hand might seem. It's about putting in the work when no one is watching, about staying disciplined and focused even when it feels like nothing is happening. Persistence is a quiet, powerful force that compounds over time. Every small step you take in the direction of your goals adds up, even when you can't see the progress immediately. One of the hardest parts of choosing strength is recognizing that it's often a lonely path. When you decide to rise above your weakness, when you choose to step into your power, you may find that not everyone is on board. People may not understand your vision, your determination, or your need to push past your comfort zones. There may be people who doubt you, criticize you, or even try to bring you down. But here's the truth, those people are often the ones who haven't yet made the decision to choose strength for themselves. They may be projecting their own fear and weakness onto you, trying to hold you back because they can't bear to see you succeed. But you don't need their validation to keep moving forward. Choosing strength means learning to trust yourself in your journey. It means staying focused on your goals no matter what others say or do. It means being okay with standing alone when necessary because you know that your vision is stronger than their doubts. It's about developing the confidence to stand firm in your decisions, to believe in your potential even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. You have to be willing to face resistance, both external and internal, and push through it. Another key part of choosing strength is taking responsibility for your life. Weakness often stems from a sense of helplessness or the belief that we have no control over our circumstances. But the truth is, we always have the power to choose our response to any situation. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to rise above your challenges or be crushed by them. You can choose to take ownership of your actions, your decisions, and your future rather than blaming circumstances or other people. When you take responsibility for your life, you take back your power. You stop waiting for the right moment or for someone else to change things for you. You realize that you are the one who shapes your destiny. This kind of mindset allows you to move from a place of strength because you no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances. You see yourself as a creator of your own reality. And that power, that sense of ownership, gives you the strength to overcome anything. One of the most significant aspects of choosing strength is understanding that your inner strength isn't just for your own benefit. The strength you build through perseverance, through pushing past your weaknesses, isn't just about your personal success, it's about your ability to positively impact others. People are watching you, whether you realize it or not. They're watching how you handle adversity, how you rise when you fall, how you confront your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. By choosing strength, you become a role model and inspiration to those around you. You show them what's possible when you choose to step into your power and overcome fear. And that's what it all boils down to. Choosing strength isn't just about you. It's about the ripple effect it has on the people you encounter, the way your resilience can inspire others to do the same. When you choose strength, you not only change your life, you change the world around you. Strength isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a continuous process of overcoming obstacles, of facing your fears, and of choosing to rise each time you fall. It's about being willing to embrace discomfort, to challenge yourself, and to never stop growing. But the most important thing to remember is that strength is always available to you. It's not something that's out of reach, something reserved only for the chosen few. It's something that you can tap into every day, no matter where you are in life. When you choose strength, you are choosing the path of growth, resilience, and success. You are choosing the life you want to live, the future you want to create, and the person you want to become. Strength doesn't just come from the big moments, it's built in the everyday decisions, the small actions, and the quiet determination to keep moving forward no matter what. It's the willingness to face your weaknesses and turn them into the very thing that propels you to greatness. Your mindset is the foundation upon which everything in your life is built. It shapes your beliefs, your attitudes, and the actions you take. It influences how you respond to challenges, how you see yourself, and how you interact with the world around you. But here's the thing, your mindset is not fixed. It's not something you're born with, and it's not something that is predetermined by your circumstances. It's something that you can change, shift, and mold to fit the person you want to become. Mastering your mindset means taking control of the way you think, the way you view the world, and the way you approach life's challenges. It means consciously choosing to adopt a mindset that empowers you to take action, stay resilient, and never give up, no matter how difficult things get. It's about understanding that your thoughts and beliefs don't just passively shape your experience, they actively create your reality. So, if you want to change your life, you have to start with changing the way you think. The first thing you need to realize is that your thoughts are incredibly powerful. Your mind is constantly shaping your perceptions, and those perceptions shape how you experience the world. If you have a negative mindset, you'll see the world through a lens of limitation, fear, and doubt. You'll focus on what's wrong, what could go wrong, and all the reasons why things won't work out. This kind of mindset creates a cycle of negativity where you feel stuck, powerless, and helpless to change your situation. On the other hand, a positive, growth-oriented mindset opens up a whole different world. When you choose to adopt a mindset that believes in possibility, in your own potential, and in your ability to overcome challenges, you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You start looking for solutions instead of problems. You start focusing on the progress you're making rather than the setbacks you face. And as a result, you become more resilient, more resourceful, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. But here's the thing, adopting a growth mindset doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend that everything is easy. It doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, disappointments, or obstacles. It means that you see those things as part of the journey, not as signs that you're doomed to fail. It means that you embrace difficulties as opportunities to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. A growth mindset allows you to understand that failure is not a permanent condition, but rather a lesson on the path to success. The key to mastering your mindset is shifting from a fixed mindset, which sees your abilities and circumstances as set in stone, to a growth mindset, which sees every experience as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. This shift in thinking requires you to actively challenge the limiting beliefs you've adopted over the years. Many of us grow up with beliefs that hold us back, beliefs that tell us we're not good enough, that we don't have what it takes, or that success is reserved for other people, not for us. These beliefs are often formed in childhood or through experiences that shape the way we see ourselves. But they are not the truth. They are simply the result of our own past thoughts and experiences. And if you want to master your mindset, you have to confront and challenge these limiting beliefs. One of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset is to practice self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you have on a daily basis. Notice the patterns of thinking that hold you back. Are you constantly thinking about all the things that could go wrong? Do you focus on your perceived weaknesses rather than your strengths? Are you quick to doubt yourself or assume that things will never work out? Recognizing these thought patterns is the first step to changing them. Once you become aware of the thoughts that limit you, you can begin to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Where is the evidence for it? How does this thought serve me? Often you'll find that the thoughts you've been holding on to are based on fear, insecurity, or past failures that don't reflect your true potential. By questioning these thoughts, you start to break free from the mental traps that have been holding you back. But awareness alone is not enough. To truly master your mindset, you need to replace those negative thoughts with empowering beliefs. This takes time, but it's a process that begins with consciously choosing to focus on the positive aspects of yourself and your situation. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough to succeed, start thinking, I am capable of learning and growing, and I have everything I need to succeed. Instead of thinking, I always fail, start thinking, every setback is a lesson that brings me closer to my goals. Over time, these empowering thoughts become your default, and they help shift your entire perspective. Mastering your mindset also means understanding that you have the power to control your emotions. Emotions can be incredibly powerful, and they can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially when things aren't going your way. But your emotions don't have to control you. You don't have to let frustration, anger, or fear dictate your decisions and your actions. By mastering your mindset, you learn how to respond to your emotions instead of reacting impulsively. You start to see emotions as signals that something needs to be addressed or understood, but not as something that should govern your every move. For example, if you're feeling anxious about an upcoming challenge, instead of allowing that anxiety to paralyze you, you can choose to reframe it as excitement. Anxiety and excitement are actually quite similar in the body. They both create a sense of anticipation and energy. By choosing to reframe your anxiety as excitement, you can channel that energy into positive action, into taking steps toward your goal, rather than letting it hold you back. Another important aspect of mastering your mindset is cultivating patience and resilience. We live in a world that demands instant gratification. We want things to happen now. But growth takes time. Success doesn't happen overnight. And mastering your mindset means accepting that setbacks, failures, and delays are all part of the process. It's not about how quickly you achieve your goals, it's about how persistent you are in working toward them, no matter how long it takes. It's about staying the course when things get tough and refusing to give up, even when you face obstacles along the way. Resilience is a key component of mastering your mindset because it allows you to keep going when things get hard. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but true strength is built in moments of adversity. The ability to bounce back from failure, to keep moving forward after a setback, is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Resilience is something you build over time. It comes from experiencing difficulty and learning how to navigate through it. The more resilient you are, the more you can handle whatever life throws your way, and the more you grow stronger in the process. Equally important in mastering your mindset is learning how to stay focused on your goals. Life is full of distractions, people, events, obligations, and temptations that can pull you off course. But when you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve and a strong mindset to back it up, you become laser focused on what matters most. Mastering your mindset means learning how to block out the noise and stay committed to your vision, even when it's tempting to chase after shiny objects or take the easy way out. It means being able to say no to distractions and stay aligned with your long-term goals. This focus requires discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about showing up every day, even when you're tired, discouraged, or uninspired. It's about pushing yourself to take the next step, even when you'd rather quit. Mastering your mindset means developing the discipline to stay consistent in your actions, knowing that each small step forward compounds into something much greater over time. Lastly, mastering your mindset means letting go of perfectionism. Too many people get stuck because they believe that things have to be perfect before they can take action. They wait for the right moment, the right conditions, or the right amount of confidence before they move forward. But here's the reality: perfection doesn't exist. There's always room for improvement, and if you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never get started. Mastering your mindset means embracing imperfection and understanding that progress, not perfection, is what matters. It's about taking imperfect action, learning from your mistakes, and refining your approach along the way. The key is to keep moving forward, even if it's not perfect. Mastering your mindset isn't an overnight process. It's a lifelong commitment to personal growth and development. But every step you take toward mastering your mindset brings you closer to the life you want to live, the person you want to become, and the success you want to achieve. When you take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you take control of your life. You stop being a passive observer and become an active creator of your own reality. And that is the true power of mastering your mindset. Taking action despite fear is one of the most powerful and transformative decisions you can make in your life. It's a choice that separates those who live in possibility from those who remain stuck in the comfort of their own hesitation. Fear is a natural response, an emotional reaction that every human being experiences when faced with uncertainty, danger, or even just the unknown. But here's the truth: fear is not the enemy, it's simply a signal, a part of the process that indicates you are moving towards something new, something bigger. Something big requires you to grow. And the only way to grow is to take action in spite of it. Fear has a way of making us question everything. It whispers to us that we're not good enough, that we're not ready, that we're about to make a mistake or fail. It convinces us that staying safe, staying comfortable, is better than taking a risk. And for many of us, that voice is loud and persistent. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of looking foolish, the fear of looking foolish, the fear of not living up to expectations, all of these fears can paralyze us, prevent us from moving forward, and stop us from reaching our full potential. But the truth is, fear will always be there. The question is not whether you will feel fear, but whether you will let it control you. What makes fear so powerful is its ability to trick us into thinking it's a sign to stop, a sign to retreat, a sign to retreat, a sign to give up. We've been conditioned to believe that fear is an indication of danger, that if we're afraid, it's a warning to stay where we are and avoid the risk. But what we often fail to realize is that fear is not always a warning sometimes. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to step outside of your comfort zone, to challenge yourself, to take a leap of faith into the unknown. Fear is a sign that you're on the verge of growth. And if you don't take action despite that fear, you'll never experience the rewards that come with stepping into the unknown. The key to taking action despite fear is to understand that fear doesn't have to paralyze you. Fear can be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to stop you. Every courageous person you admire, every successful individual who has made a mark on the world has acted in the face of fear and uncertainty. The difference between them and others is that they didn't wait for fear to disappear before they acted despite it. They trusted that they could handle whatever came their way, that they could learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Taking action despite fear also requires a shift in how you define success. Many people wait for fear to subside before they act because they are waiting for the perfect conditions for success. But success is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to take action even in the face of fear. Success is the ability to push through the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the doubt, and to keep going. It's about setting your sights on the outcome you desire and being willing to face whatever challenges come up along the way. Success is the sum of all the small actions you take, even when you're scared. It's about building momentum and learning from every step, every failure, and every obstacle that comes your way. One of the most powerful tools for taking action despite fear is visualization. When you're afraid, your mind often focuses on the worst-case scenario, but you have the power to redirect that focus. You can choose to visualize the best possible outcome. Instead of imagining everything that could go wrong, imagine everything that could go right. Picture yourself succeeding, handling challenges with grace, and moving through obstacles with ease. Visualization helps to reframe your fear and shift your focus to the positive, to the opportunities that lie ahead, rather than the dangers that might arise. The more you visualize success, the more confident you'll become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Taking action despite fear doesn't mean that you won't feel scared. It doesn't mean that you won't have doubts, uncertainties, or setbacks. It simply means that you refuse to let those things stop you. It means that you recognize fear for what it is, a natural human emotion that signals you are growing and moving forward. Fear is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. It's the sign that you are on the right path, that you are stretching yourself, and that you are about to achieve something meaningful. When you choose to act despite fear, you unlock your full potential. You realize that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined, and that fear is just another stepping stone on the road to your success. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, and yet many people view them with a sense of dread or resistance. We often see challenges as obstacles that stand in the way of our happiness, success, and well-being. We wish for a life free of difficulty, hoping for smooth sailing where everything falls into place effortlessly. But if you stop and reflect, you'll come to realize that some of the greatest achievements, personal growth, and success come not from avoiding challenges, but from embracing them. The truth is that challenges are not just something to overcome, they are opportunities waiting to be seized. The perspective you adopt when facing a challenge can completely transform your experience. Instead of seeing difficulties as inconveniences or setbacks, you can choose to see them as stepping stones, as necessary components of your growth and success. It's not that challenges don't cause discomfort or frustration, they certainly do. But when you embrace challenges, you are choosing to see beyond the immediate discomfort and recognize the long-term benefits they bring. Every challenge you face has the potential to teach you something valuable, to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. But only if you choose to embrace it rather than shy away from it. When you start to view challenges as opportunities, you are shifting your mindset in a profound way. Instead of running from discomfort, you begin to lean into it. You start to see difficulty as a call to rise to the occasion, to stretch yourself, and to push past the limits you've previously set for yourself. Each challenge you encounter is an opportunity to expand your capabilities, to break through your own self-imposed boundaries, and to learn more about yourself. It's through challenges that we learn what we are truly capable of, and often it is through adversity that we uncover strengths we didn't even know we had. One of the most empowering things about embracing challenges is that it gives you a sense of agency in your own life. When you approach challenges with a mindset that they are opportunities, you are no longer a passive victim to circumstances. You are taking control of how you respond to the situations you encounter. Challenges no longer become something that happens to you, they become something you choose to navigate, something that you approach with intentionality and purpose. This shift in perspective is powerful because it empowers you to take ownership of your journey. You stop waiting for things to be easy or for perfect conditions to arrive. Instead, you get to work, you take action, and you make the most of what is in front of you. A critical aspect of embracing challenges is the understanding that growth is often uncomfortable. We live in a society that values comfort and convenience, that encourages us to avoid struggle and seek ease. But if you look closely at the people you admire, the successful entrepreneurs, the world-class athletes, the resilient individuals who inspire you, you'll find one common thread: they didn't get to where they are by avoiding challenges. They got there by embracing them. They understood that real growth, real progress requires discomfort. When you are faced with a challenge, you have an opportunity to grow beyond what you thought was possible. But you cannot grow if you stay inside your comfort zone. Growth happens outside of comfort, in the stretch, in the discomfort of trying something new, in the vulnerability of putting yourself in situations where you don't have all the answers. This concept is exemplified in the way we view failure. People who shy away from challenges are often those who are afraid to fail. The fear of failure can be paralyzing. It keeps us stuck, afraid to take risks and reluctant to take the necessary steps that might lead to success. But failure is not the enemy, it's an integral part of the learning process. Every time you fail, you gain insight into what doesn't work. You learn, you adapt, and you get better. The fear of failure often stems from a lack of understanding about this truth. It's easy to view failure as a permanent setback, something that defines us, but in reality, failure is temporary. It's a moment, not an identity. Embracing challenges means being willing to fail, knowing that each failure is just another step toward eventual success. Without failure, there is no learning, and without learning, there is no growth. The process of overcoming challenges also builds resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover quickly from setbacks, and to keep going even when things get tough. Life is full of unpredictable circumstances. Things often don't go according to plan. People let us down, and unexpected obstacles arise. But when you embrace challenges, you develop the mental toughness needed to handle these situations with grace and strength. You learn that you are capable of withstanding hardship, that you can adapt to new circumstances, and that you are not defined by the challenges you face. Rather, you are defined by how you respond to them. Resilience isn't something you are born with, it's something you build through experience. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. When you push through difficulty, when you continue to move forward despite setbacks, you build the mental and emotional muscle that helps you stay strong in the face of future challenges. It's like lifting weights for your mind. The more resistance you face, the stronger you become. Another benefit of embracing challenges as opportunities is that they often lead to unexpected discoveries and breakthroughs. When you push yourself out of your comfort zone and tackle something that scares you or seems impossible, you often discover talents, skills, and strengths you didn't know you had. You begin to see possibilities you never considered before. Challenges force you to think outside the box, to tap into creative solutions, and to innovate in ways you might not have imagined if everything were easy. It's through challenges that we unlock new potentials within ourselves, and sometimes we make discoveries that completely shift the trajectory of our lives. Embracing challenges also cultivates a sense of purpose and meaning. Life can feel flat or meaningless when we don't have something to strive for, something that challenges us to grow. When you embrace challenges, you are engaging with life at a deeper level. You are investing in your own growth, working towards something that matters to you, and contributing to the world in a way that feels meaningful. Challenges provide a sense of direction. They give you something to focus on, something to work toward. They give you a reason to keep going when things get tough. Without challenges, we often drift through life feeling aimless or disconnected. But when you actively choose to face challenges, you set a course for your life that aligns with your values and your ambitions. It's important to note that embracing challenges doesn't mean facing everything alone or in isolation. There is strength in seeking help and support when needed. Sometimes challenges can seem overwhelming, and it's easy to feel like you have to handle everything by yourself. But the truth is, nobody succeeds alone. The most successful people in the world have relied on mentors, coaches, friends, and family to help them through difficult times. Embracing challenges is also about recognizing when you need support and having the humility to ask for help. By surrounding yourself with people who can offer guidance, encouragement, or different perspectives, you increase your chances of success. Challenges can be opportunities for collaboration and connection, and leaning on others during tough times doesn't diminish your strength, it enhances it. To embrace challenges as opportunities, you also need to develop a long-term perspective. It's easy to get caught up in the immediate discomfort and frustration of a challenge, but it's important to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth that pays off in the long run. It may not feel like it in the moment, but the skills, knowledge, and resilience you develop by facing challenges will serve you in the future. The ability to keep going when things are tough is something that will not only help you succeed in the present, but will also prepare you for even bigger challenges down the road. Life is a continuous series of challenges, and each one prepares you for the next. The mindset you adopt when facing challenges ultimately determines how you experience them. You can choose to see them as insurmountable obstacles that stand in your way, or you can choose to see them as valuable opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. The choice is yours. When you embrace challenges as opportunities, you become someone who takes action, who seeks growth, and who is constantly evolving. You stop letting fear or discomfort hold you back. Instead, you approach every challenge with curiosity, with the understanding that it's through overcoming difficulty that you become the best version of yourself. You begin to see life not as a series of struggles to endure, but as a series of opportunities to seize. And when you make that shift, you begin to unlock the incredible potential within you. By embracing challenges as opportunities, you position yourself for success in ways you never imagined.